Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. This is our lesson number 4 of our commentary on Sullam al-Wuṣūl لمعرفة الضروري من علم الأصول by Shaykh Disī rahimahullah tabarak wa ta'ala. And last lecture we spoke about al-Hukm al-Shari, the divine commandments, and we said that it's divided to two types, which are Hukm al-Taklifi, the laws of personal obligation, and Hukm al-Wad'i, rulings that concern preconditions and collective situations. And it's called Wad'i, that means when Wada' al-Shay'a, that means when you put something. So it's made by the Sharia, not made by us. We didn't make it. It's the signs that Allah Almighty made it for people to know the Hukm al-Shari. So the Hukm al-Wad'i is made by the Sharia, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to know al-Hukm al-Wad'i. So both of them are considered as Ahkam Shari'iyya from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now today, inshallah, we're going to speak about انقسام العلم الحادث إلى ضروري ونظري وتعريف كل وبيان الشك والظن. That means the types of knowledge. We're going to speak about the types of knowledge. The types of knowledge that Shaykh rahimahullah defined here are things that are obvious. It says إن ضروري العلوم ما استقر بلا دليل وبلا سبق النظر كحاصل بالخمسة الحواس أو بالتواتر ككون فاسي والنظر يعكسه ثم النظر الفكر في حال الذي فيه نظر والشك تجويز لأمرين على حد سواء والظن ما على. These are definitions of several terms, because he wants to say here that the types of knowledge are either something that is obligatory, you don't, not obligatory, I mean something that you cannot, it's necessary knowledge. You call it necessary knowledge. Necessary knowledge is knowledge that does not require reflection. It's not something that you have to reflect or search or ask for it. Or deduction. It's not something that you have to search for the evidence for it, such as knowledge gained through one of the five senses. And I'm going to give some examples for that. Now I'm just, so therefore, the necessary knowledge is any knowledge that you don't require reflection for it, nor dedication. كحاصل بالخمسة الحواس أو بالتواتر ككون فاسي, such as knowledge gained through one of the five senses. You either you see it, or you taste it, or you touch it, or you hear it, So all these are senses that you feel things near you. You either hear it, you either see it, you either taste it, you either touch it, feel it. Well, these are the senses that you know what is close to you, what is near you. Or he says here, أو بالتواتر ككون فاسي. That means, or it is something that you heard about it from everywhere. And he gave an example of the city of Fez in Morocco. That means everybody knows that Fez is a very great city in Morocco where people can seek knowledge there, and there were lots of scholars there and stuff like that. This is what he wants to say. So it's something that everybody knew about it, and it's not something that you have to go and search for it. Of course, it's known for the people of North Africa and Muslims who knew about knowledge and where to search for knowledge. Doesn't mean that everybody knows that anybody in everywhere would know that Fez is a city that is so and so and so, etc. Okay. So now these are this is the necessary knowledge. So knowledge is either necessary or it's acquired knowledge. What is acquired knowledge? والنظر يعكسه ثم النظر الفكر في حال الذي فيه نظر. Acquired knowledge, it's vice versa. It's knowledge that requires reflection and dedication. So it's knowledge that you have to see and think, and you have to search for it, and you have to search for evidence for it. Okay, so therefore, what is reflection? What is reflection? Which he calls an-nadar. Reflection is to think about the objects that needs reflection. ثم النظر الفكر في حال الذي فيه نظر. You think about the object that needs reflection. okay, في حال الذي فيه نظر. والشك تجويز لأمرين على حد سواء والظن معنى. Now we have here what is doubt? Doubt, shak, is to deem two matters possible without the predominance of one over the other. The predominance of one over the other. So a shak, both of them can be for you the same. You don't know this or this. It might be this, it might be this. Okay. Well, confidence, is to deem each two matters possible with one predominance over the other. Therefore, one of them is more for you to be predominance. So it's to deem each two matters possible with one predominance over the other. Okay, I'll give you after a little bit some examples about that. So this is what he says here. Now let us go back and see, did he give us any examples about that? So here he says he's speaking about types of knowledge. Now we have types of knowledge, and these types of knowledge are two types of knowledge. These are two types of knowledge. The first type, so now actually knowledge, what is knowledge actually? Knowledge, he says that some people say it's difficult to give a meaning to the knowledge because it's so easy and obvious. Knowledge is knowledge. That's it. Others say knowledge, it's knowing things as it is. So when you know something as it is, that is knowledge. You know, you are called a knowledgeable person because you know things as they have to be. Okay, therefore, what is ignorance? Ignorance is imagining things in a wrong way. So when you imagine something as a wrong way, or you don't even know it, so that's called ignorance. So you are considered as an ignorant person because you don't know that. Now, But this definition actually is not the definition of ignorance, actually. Because when you say knowing thing in the way that it's not right, that this is called complicated ignorance. Because you either have a complicated ignorance or an easy ignorance. What do you mean by easy ignorance? I mean that when you are ignorant and you know that you are ignorant, this is an easy ignorance because you're going to go and search for knowledge and you're going to know what is right, what is wrong. It's like a lot of things that you don't know, actually. You don't know philosophy, you don't know, for example, medicine, you don't know a lot of types of science, you might not know it. So you say, well, actually, I'm ignorant about those types of knowledge. But the problem is, and it appears with complicated ignorance. You don't know, and you don't know that you don't know. You think that you know. So actually, you are ignorant, but actually, you are ignorant in a way that you don't know yourself ignorant. And this is actually the very difficult case of ignorance. So, scholars say that ignorance is unknowing things. Unknowing things, and therefore you can go and search for knowledge and know it. And this is if it's an easy type of ignorance. But if you know things in a flipped over way, in a way that is wrong, this is considered as complicated ignorance, and it is a very complicated case, actually a difficult case, because you're not going to search for knowledge because you think that you know. Therefore, if you think that you know, it's a big difficult. It's a problem, actually. Okay, now now let us speak about necessary knowledge. Now we're going to speak about knowledge. Knowledge is divided to two types of knowledge: necessary knowledge and acquired knowledge. Necessary knowledge, we said that it's knowledge that does not require reflection or deduction, such as knowledge gained through one of the five senses, as we said. So, you know that fire is hot. Doesn't need to go and search for that and give us some evidence that fire is hot. Everybody in the world knows that fire is hot. This is one. Another example, everybody knows, especially between Muslims, that the Kaaba is the place where all Muslims pray when they pray. It's the Qibla of all Muslims. And all Muslims in the world know that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of God. So it's something obvious. It doesn't need for us to give evidence for that. It might not be obvious or necessary to others. For example, so this is something that, how am I going to say? It depends. Even knowledge, when we say it's necessary, it depends. Necessary to whom? Necessary where? So let us say it's necessary here to the Muslims. And there are things necessary to all kinds of human beings, like knowing that fire is hot, like winter is cold, like two is 1 plus 1. So these are things that are necessary. Anybody, you can ask anybody about that. He'll tell you, yeah, 1 plus 1 is 2. Doesn't need to think or to try to make a calculator, to use a calculator or something. Okay? Okay. So, now what are the five senses? We said that they are listening, viewing, touching, smelling, tasting. So these five senses, if you'd use them, you know things necessarily. It's hot, you're going to say, oh my God, it's hot. It's loud, you're going to say, oh, it's loud. Oh, it's a beautiful smell. It's tasty. So all these things are, when you see, you say, oh, mashallah, that's beautiful. So this is something necessary. It doesn't have, you don't need to make evidence for it. Okay? Now, now what is, or knowledge, he says, it's either anything that is known by the five senses or al-mutawatir. Now, mutawatir, we've studied it in Mustalah al-Hadith. So, mutawatir is any knowledge that comes from several sources, and these sources don't meet with each other. So, it's not one source, it's several sources. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sources. Every source comes and tells you. For example, you open the TV, you saw news. Somebody told you somebody said to you by your email the news. Another time, somebody else told you. A third one, 5, 6, 7. Everybody says that. Okay, therefore, there was an earthquake somewhere in the world, and everybody spoke about that earthquake. That means that earthquake is something that is necessarily happened actually. So this is considered as ilmun mutawatir. Or everybody speaks about, like he gave an example of Fez as the well-known city in Morocco. Or actually, he just made it because of the poem. If he said Mecca, which is the city of all Muslims, or Medina, where the beloved Prophet ﷺ is laying down there, or knowing that the beloved Prophet ﷺ exists, and he came and he preached and he died, this is something mutawatir. Everybody knows it. We heard it from everywhere. Or knowing that Al-Andalus, Washington is the capital of the United States, or anything like that. Something that everybody speaks about it, so everybody knows it. And then he spoke about acquired knowledge, which is knowledge that requires reflection and deduction. Something you go searching for it. So acquired knowledge is vice versa from the necessary knowledge. It is a type of knowledge that you search for it by reflection and by deduction. Okay? You search for it by reflection or by deduction. طيب. Some scholars here, I just saw it here, it's in English, it's better to say, they call al-jahl al-basit, I translate it in my way by the easy ignorance. They call it plain ignorance. Plain ignorance, not knowing what is at the bottom of sea, for example. You don't know anything at the bottom of the sea. So that's plain ignorance. And al-jahl al-murakkab, which is complicated ignorance, I call it, or they call it compound ignorance, considering something what is not. That's how they defined it. Considering something what is not. It's not like that, and you think that it is like that. So okay. Knowing how to reflect What is reflection? He says that reflection is to think about an object that needs reflection. To think about an object that needs reflection, and it is something that you need to use your mind in thinking about it. So, if it's something rational, you need to go and search for it by your mind. And if it's something that you need to touch, therefore you just touch it. Is this hot or cold? Okay, go and touch it. Then you're gonna discover that it's hot or cold. So you're gonna do an effort. You're gonna make an effort, or you're gonna use several senses to know that. You're gonna touch it and taste it and listen to it. So it's a lot of work to do. I mean, so it might be something that needs rational thinking, or it might need things that you have to give types of deduction for it, to seek the proof to prove it as it is. And this is the most types of knowledge are like that. Most types of knowledge need you to prove it, and the proof is what leads to what is the sought. So you need to know, to collect the evidence, to so it's a lot. It needs some effort to know it. And then now when you know something, you either know it surely, there is no doubt about it after you work on it, or you might know it by a doubt there, and the doubt might lead you to know something, to be convinced about something that you think more that it is supposed to be so and so, or you still didn't reach to anything, so you are between two opinions and you don't know actually exactly what opinion to follow. So this is either a doubt, it's a shak, it's a doubt, where you deem two matters possible without the predominance of one over another one. For example, let me just give an example here. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay. Let us give an example of something that you doubt about it, that somebody would ask you about a specific village or a city. So is it here? Is it in Morocco, or is it in Andalusia? Well, you say, well, actually, if it's you have confidence, you say, well, actually, I think that it's in Andalusia. For example, Ceuta, let us say Ceuta, the village of Al-Qadi Iyad rahimahullah, the city of Qadi Iyad rahimahullah. It's actually northern Morocco, but he suspects. So he says, well, I think it's in Morocco or in Andalusia. He doesn't know exactly. So this is doubt. But if he says, well, I think it is in Morocco actually, but I still suspect it might be in Andalusia. So this is giving an example of these two types of knowledge, which it's either doubt or confidence, as he gave here. And most of the things, okay, this is very important. Most of the Sharia, I'm not speaking about I'm not speaking about the creed. The creed is totally, it has to be, you have to be sure about everything. No doubt about that. But in the fiqh, the jurisprudence that you practice the whole day, it has to be strong confidence. It's not, but it's not always 100% that you're sure about it. Or else we would not have these conflicts between scholars. We won't have this conflict between scholars. So we are asked to follow الظن الراجح. What is الظن الراجح? The more strong confidence. The more strong confidence, that is what we have to follow. So who thinks that he has to follow something which 100% he's sure about it, that is impossible in this life, except in few things in your life. And even the judge, when he sits down and he wants to give his judgments and he wants to sentence somebody, so he goes giving the sentence according to the strong confidence that he has. But that doesn't mean that 100% always that is the right matter. Why? Because he's using the evidence that are between his hands. And he can't go more than that. And he can't leave. He says, well, I still suspect about something. There is a small doubt there. So I won't give a sentence for this matter. Oh, you can't do that. If you do that, therefore, you're never gonna reach to the truth. You're never gonna reach to the truth. So I'm speaking about الظن الراجح, the confidence that is strong. So it might reach to 70%, 80%, something like that. Okay? Type. Very good. Very good. Then, after this, okay. After this, he says here, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay. Now, he goes to the types of speech. The types of speech. Using language in its literal or figurative senses. So, what are the types of speech? Al-kalam. Al-kalam. Aqsam al-kalam, they call it here. Aqsam al-kalam. Most of these things in this chapter are things that have to do with language. It is in most of the languages in the world, but here it's specifically in Arabic. So I'm going to make an effort to show you what the Shaykh wants to say and how to understand it, but I advise all of my brothers and sisters to learn Arabic, because without Arabic you won't understand the Holy Quran properly, you won't understand Islam properly. قال رحمه الله إن الكلام قال من أجاده مركب الإسناد ذو الإفادة يحصر في الخبر والإنشاء وكل واحد على أنحاء واقسمه للمجاز والحقيقة وكل واحد له حقيقة. Okay. He says here that types of speech قال من أجاده, يعني the one that knows Arabic very proper, he's very knowledgeable in language. He says it is divided to two types. So it's either, okay, it's either مركب الإسناد ذو الإفادة. Now we're going to speak, he says we are speaking about any speech that is beneficial. We're not speaking about something that is not completed. We're not speaking about something that is not completed. We're not speaking about words or letters. We're speaking about a sentence that we can understand from it something. Okay, so and that is the least thing to understand something is it is considered it's by two names or a name or a vowel. Two names might be two names or two nouns. Yes, two nouns. It might be two nouns or a noun and a verb. So it might be two nouns or a noun and a verb. Yes, it might be like, for example, God is our Lord. Allah, Allahu Rabbuna, Allahu Rabbuna. These are two nouns. And Muhammad is our prophet. These are two. Muhammadun Nabiyuna. Muhammad is our prophet. So, or it can be a verb and a particle. It can be a verb and a particle. It can be a verb and a particle. Like in Arabic, Ya Allah. Ya Allah. It's like, for example, okay, these are, okay, things like that. Or it can be a noun and a particle. A noun and a particle. So these are several things that we can divide the speech to. But, okay, now this is, but they say that speech is two, we can divide it to two types. We can divide it to two types, and every type has its other types. What are these two types? They call it al-khabar wal-insha. Al-khabar wal-insha. What is khabar? Khabar is information. Khabar is information. Insha, it's something that khabar. It's like when you say something, information. Well, insha, it's like when you want something to happen or ask for something that can't happen or something like that. Or we can say that al-khabar is anything that can be right or wrong. Al-khabar, anything that can be right or wrong. That can be, you can say that is a lie or it's not a lie. And insha, it's something that you can't say about it. It's a lie or not a lie. It can, like for example, when you say Khalid went abroad. This is now khabar. Khalid went abroad. That means he traveled. It can happen or it cannot happen. You can say, well, that's true, or you can say, no, it's not true. So, al-khabar, it's anything, al-khabar, is anything that you can say about it. It can happen or it didn't happen. It happened or it didn't happen. And it has several types that he didn't speak about. And I'm not going to go in details unless he goes in those details. So this is khabar, like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ. Righteous people are in paradise. Okay, Allah is always right. All what he says is right. But we're speaking about the text without saying that it's a Quranic text. Is that text, can we say about it, it can happen or not, it cannot happen? Yes. We can say it can happen or not can happen. It can happen or it cannot happen. Now for الإنشاء. الخبر والإنشاء. It's something that is, you can't say about it, it can happen or it cannot happen. Like what? Like an order. If I say write, well, if I say write a letter, is write a letter something that you can say it's right or it's a lie? It's a lie? No, it's not a lie because it's an order. And that's why you can't say about it that it can happen or it cannot happen. And the same thing, if I say to you, don't do so and so, or did you do so and so, or I wish I did so and so, all of these things are things that you cannot say that they are a lie or not a lie. Okay. Now this is how the speech can be divided. It can be divided either to these two things. Either it's an information, khabar, or insha. It's either khabar or insha. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. And or it can be divided to something that is literal or something that is figurative. وَقْسِمْهُ لِلْمَجَازِ وَالْحَقِيقَةِ. That means divide it to something that is figurative or something that is literal. And every one of these have their other types. Every one of them has its types. Okay? طيب. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Now we are going to speak about they translate al-khabar to declarative statements. So the declarative statements is al-khabar, which can be right or wrong, or it can happen or it cannot happen. Now okay, all these things are, as you can see, are things that have to do with language. And this is in any language in the world. You either have something that is considered as a declarative statement or something that is not a declarative statement, but it might be an order or a question or a wish or a suggestion or an oath. So these aren't things that you can say that they are a declarative statement. The second type of speech, it's that you might have something that is figurative or literal. Okay, let us see what does he say about figurative and literal things. أما الحقيقة فلفظ ما انتقل عن وضعه ثم المجاز ما نقل أقسامها ثلاثة شرعية ولغوية كذا عرفية أقسامه بالزيد والنقصان والنقل واستعارة البيان. Now he goes speaking about things that the way of speech, which might be divided to another type of division. So it might be when somebody's speaking, he either speaks something that is literally, or he might speak about something that is figurative. Figurative. When we say something that is literal, says أما الحقيقة فلفظ من انتقل. Literal means it is used in the sense for which it was. Literal means it is used in the sense for which it was coined, or according to some, that it is used according to convention. Okay. Now, something that is الحقيقة فلفظ من انتقل عن وضعه فلفظ من انتقل عن وضعه. It is as it was made in the language. This word means so and so. So it is still as it is. This is what it is. Like, for example, when you say lion. Lion is the lion, the animal that everybody knows, and it goes and hunts and eats these gazelles and stuff like that. Okay? And when we say house, it is a house. This is a house. Or when we say this is a ring. This is a ring. It is a ring, actually. Okay. Now, what does figurative meanings mean? You say something figurative when it is extended beyond its original coinage, when you change it from its original meaning to another meaning. So he says, ثُمَّ الْمَجَازُ مَا نُقِلْ. That means you changed it to another meaning. Like what? Like when you say, I went to the masjid and I saw a sheikh, and I saw a lion giving a very brave speech. A lion giving a speech? I meant that he's a brave sheikh that says the truth, that doesn't fear anybody except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a figurative meaning. Actually, he's not a lion, he's a human being. But I called him lion. I don't know, is this right in English or not, but we can have figurative meanings even in English, actually. You can have figurative meanings even in English. Now here, after I finish this, I'm going to tell you something very important. Now he says here that the types of al-majaz, or the types of al-haqiqa, the types of al-haqiqa, which is literal meaning, are three. He says here, أقسامه بالزيد أقسامها ثلاثة شرعية. That means أقسام الحقيقة ثلاثة شرعية. So a literal use is either lexical or linguistic, حقيقة لغوية, or revelatory شرعية, or customary, تسمى الحقيقة العرفية. حقيقة عرفية. So we have here three types of literal meanings. And for example, in the language, they always give this. Okay, let us see. Language. So the language is, when we say linguistic, literal meaning, it's like when we say about fasting. Fasting in Arabic, siyam, the original language, the language, in Arabic language, fast, sama, means seizing something. It can be seizing speaking. Like when Maryam alayhi salam says, "Inni nadartu lirrahmani sawman falan ukallima al-yawma insiya." She says, "I have made an oath to fast, so I'm not going to speak to anybody." She means fasting from speaking. I don't know in English. Can we say in English that you can fast from speaking? Or fasting by not eating. It's a type of fasting as well. So in Arabic, sama means seizing something. You don't do something. But the revelatory meaning, which made it mean fasting in Ramadan or in any day from the dawn to the sunset, that is considered as a revelatory, literally meaning. The Sharia shifted it and gave it this meaning. So actually in the Sharia, when you say somebody's fasting, you understand not the linguistic meaning, you understand it as the revelatory meaning. Okay? Right. Now the revelatory meaning, okay, when we say salah is prayer. But prayer means a dua. Even in Arabic, salah means dua. Invocation. When you invoke Allah, you say Salla lillah. That means he prayed. Pray to me. And nowadays, and in English you can find that a lot. You say pray to me. That doesn't mean pray to me. That means pray towards me. No. It means pray for Allah to me. That means invoke Allah Almighty for me. Okay? So what made the word salah mean exactly the Islamic prayer? It's the revelatory literal meaning. The revelatory literal meaning. Okay? Okay. What do we mean by the customary now? The customary is anything that people between them gave that a meaning because they used it a lot in a specific way, so it became obvious that it means so and so. For example, when we say in Arabic a dab actually means anything that goes in Arabic in the linguistic meaning means anything that goes on the land, on the ground. Dabba yadibbu, that means it just goes. But everybody knows now the word dabba means the animal that has 4 legs and goes. That is a dabba in Arabic. Okay? Now there are some scholars, أقسامها ثلاثة شرعية ولغوية كذا عرفية. They even give an example for that, for the word al-gha'it, which means any ground that is down. But everybody knows later that al-gha'it means the feces when you go to the bathroom. Why? Because they used to go to far places and down places or low places so that people won't see them. So they say fulan so and so went to the down lounge. So it became anybody who who does the feces there, it's called gha'it. So that is considered as a customary literal meaning. Okay, now there are other things that they speak about figurative meanings in other cases. they speak about other cases in figurative meanings. أما الحقيقة فلا أقسام ثلاث شرعية ولغوية كذا عرفية أقسامه بالزيد والنقصان. There are types of figurative meanings by adding or by omitting or by changing. Figurative by addition, based on the surplus. By addition. Okay, like what? Well, they give the example here, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. There is no one like him. There is no one. There's nothing whatever like unto him. There is nothing whatever like unto him. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. So there's a kaf there. كَمِثْلِهِ. Like him. That you say that's an addition that you don't pay attention to it. Okay, and there's figurative by subtraction, based on deficiency. بالنقصان بالزيد والنقصان. Like what? Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and ask the village. وَاسْأَلِ الْقَرْيَةِ. Well, you're not going to ask the village. It means ask the people of the village. So the verse didn't speak about people. It just said ask the village. And واستعارة وبيان. Okay, this is نقصان. واستعارة is when you borrow. When you borrow something, a figurative by metaphor, is like his most highest saying, subhanahu wa ta'ala, جِدَارًا يُرِيدُ أَن يَنْقَضَّ. A wall that wants to jump. Does the wall want to jump? But this is a metaphor, a wall that wants to collapse or jump. Actually, the word says jump. يُرِيدُ أَن يَنْقَضَّ. Or نقض collapse, yes. So it's like you are borrowing from someone who wants to jump, the jumping, and you're giving it to the wall that actually doesn't want to jump.